show for today. We're talking to Trooper GBurk3 from the 13th Regiment of the United States Colored Troop, and he's given us some information in reference to some of his experiences during the latter part of the Civil War. And let's pick up where we left off, Trooper GBurk3.
Well, battle is horrific. Battle is deadly. Battle makes you a man. And that's what I learned from my experiences. As I said before, I carried this mini ball with me. It was taken from my arm when I was shot at Peach Orchard Hill. And I keep it as a reminder of what I endured, a small part of what I endured, as other men around me fell like weeds around me. Our general said after that battle at Peach Orchard Hill, as he walked around the dead and wounded, that this settles it. The black man will fight. I also carried this railroad spike to remind me where I came from. While we were down there on the Johnsonville Railroad, we were pounding these spikes, building a railroad, wondering when it was going to be our time to fight for our people. Well, our time came. So I have these two reminders to remind me of what our people went through. And when I stood at their graves, I wrote this poem that I'd like to share. And it's called Men of Blue. Your journey is somewhat a vague and untold story, how you gained the Civil War's honor and glory. From field hands to picking cotton, a tale of events that was almost forgotten. Men of Blue. Your faith and conviction sustained you through the wilds of slavery, to die on the battlefield displaying ultimate bravery. Men of Blue. You fought as contraband, slaves, and some men free, to pay the price of freedom for your family and me. You may have been on the hearts and minds for ceaseless ages, but you will be on our minds for ceaseless ages. Men of Blue. In fighting combat, sometimes hand to hand, many of you grew quickly from a boy to a man. You often saw your enemies, even eye to eye. The lives that were lost makes my soul cry. As we honor those men before us, we unify as an awesome chorus, singing their songs of old, praying to the Father as our heavenly goal. Men of Blue. The battlefields are silent now, and the smoke is cleared. Their heroism and honor will always be revered. They now lie in a formation to be viewed by a nation, a brigade of brothers through many generations. Men of Blue. We honor you in the footsteps that you trod, through the agony, bloodshed, and sod. For out of bondage became a battalion of men. For while we pay homage to them over and over again, Men of Blue. The cannons are silent, rifles without a round. We stand before them on this hollow ground, to stand at attention at the foot of their graves, reflecting on the lives they willingly gave. Men of Blue. I wrote that for those men who fell before me, to pay tribute to them for their ultimate sacrifice.
Now, you said the Battle of Nashville was a horrific event.
Yes, sir.
Why was that battle important to your troops?
It gave us dignity. It gave us honor to fight for ourselves and for our people. A lot of us didn't have the same freedoms that I shared, but were we really free? We really weren't, because I had the same restrictions as a free black man in Nashville as those who were already in slavery. So it was a selected freedom, if you will, but I could not stand and watch my people, my brothers, my sisters, fight and suffer without me joining in to help.
And so in a real sense, you played a significant role in terms of winning the war. Would you say that you added an additional dimension to that, to the war, that it eventually brought the Union victory? Would that be successful? I mean, would that be a right conclusion in reference to your participation in this war?
Yes, sir, it would. About 200,000 men of